You can sit. Come here. You want to sit and face the camera? Do you want? Okay. Okay. This is going to be our test to make sure the mic is actually picking up. Okay. Yeah. Does that sound good to you? Okay. Why are you so? We've been together for 2 hours, child. What? I can't even reach the camera. Hi, welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Amber. I am an author and a freelance editor, and today is going to be a very short little video, kind of like an update video. I have quite a few ideas that I'd like to get up here soon because March is the 1 year mark of when I quit my last day job that was like 50-hour weeks and it was just burning me out. And so I definitely want to get that update video going and just kind of reflect on the last year. But I also want to I want to talk about editing, but I don't want to make like Fiverr centric videos. I want to just do editing in general and just talk about like my experiences because I feel like I've been in it long enough that I can talk about them and kind of help other editors and authors kind of, know what to look for the red flags, that kind of thing. But in general, I have I've only had 4 projects this month for my editing clients, but 2 of them are proofreads, so they definitely take longer than my beta reads. But I am struggling so much to do the beta reading, and I think it's because the amount of money I'll make for the emotional investment in the job is starting to burn me out. And I've been able to offset that. Like every 3 to 6 months, I would raise my prices like $5 or $10, $5 or $10. And I've finally reached a point where my highest price on Fiverr is $150 to beta read a 100,000 word manuscript, which is on the high end. But it'll take me anywhere from 4 to 7 hours. And after Fiverr's cut, the amount of money I make, it's just starting to not really be conducive, especially with the fact that I have this new part-time job that allows me to be physical and to be active. And it's becoming this thing where I would rather have fewer jobs, but definitely line up the proofreading, the copy editing, even developmental editing jobs, because I will get paid the amount of time I'll spend on them. But the beta reading is just starting to take a toll, and I don't know if that's because I've had some difficult clients more recently. And I mean, the last time I struggled like this, I think was like 2023 and 2024. Last year, for the most part, was a very good year in terms of finding clients who were very respectful and very kind and really fun to work with. Now, all this to say, I don't think I'm outside, obviously, because I our house is so loud. Even with this microphone, it can be really hard to pick up on just me rather than the turtle's tank. Um, but I'm definitely going to keep offering it because it is the bread and butter of my freelance business. But I'm just hoping that I can have it take a little bit more of a backseat, especially now that I'm getting the proofreading jobs along with the copy editing jobs. And those are fewer because, you'll hire one editor for each one of your books. Whereas beta reading, you can hire multiples, you can hire one person multiple times for the same project. But I'm struggling with it. And this is the first time I've really struggled with the beta reading. And I don't know, it's just something I'm wrestling with. And very, very small wrestling. Like we're not doing, tap outs or anything like that. But I think I keep reaching this point. It's like every 6 months or so where I'm like, I need to revamp my Fiverr account, my editing stuff. And then usually whatever gets revamped is usually um, either adding a new gig or adjusting my prices so that I don't feel so burnt out. But we're reaching a point where, like I said, I kind of hit the ceiling because I'm not going to be that person who charges like $200 for a beta read. I think that's ridiculous. I think at those prices, you might as well just save up and get a developmental editor. And I know I was just watching Katie Wismer's videos over on Patreon, where, and this is an older video, but she was struggling with finding a developmental editor because she's had such negative experiences. And what blows my mind is when she talked about it, she said she got back like a 3-page editorial letter. And I'm like, I send back 4 to 7 pages on the beta read report. My developmental edits are 10 plus pages. So clearly I am putting way more effort into the beta reading than I should be, which is something I've always struggled with. My husband's always told me, like, just dial it back, and I just can't. I am just not that person. If I see something in the manuscript that needs to be fixed and I have a couple ideas of how to fix it, I'm going to do that. And I know with the beta reading, they're paying for, hey, I like this, I don't like this, but I'm an editor at heart. So I'm like, let me go a little bit deeper here. And I think that's my problem. But I am loving the new proofreading gig. I'm finally getting hits on that. Fiverr, it always takes a while. But it's really kicking off. It's going well. Developmental edit has not taken off, but I'm not surprised because that one for most manuscripts is going to be like $1,000 plus, whereas my copy edit job, most of them average like 900, and then my proofreading gigs right now are averaging like 650, so a lot more affordable. But editing has been going well, and I'm still struggling to find that balance between the energy for the day job and then the mental capacity for editing, and still having enough left over for my projects. And I think that's why YouTube has taken such a backseat, because it's like, creatively, if I have any energy, it needs to go into my books. I did start outlining the Save the Cat style for the cemetery book because I wanted to make sure I knew where it was going, because I'm still around like 29,000 words. And the reason I've just been hitting this wall is because I'm like, where does it go from here? I have a couple different routes. And normally I would just like pick one and go down it. And for some reason I'm not. And I don't know if the editor in my brain going, you're going to make this so hard for yourself when this is finished and we have to go back and edit it. But I also think that if I can just plow through and just pick a timeline and go down it and see what happens, I think that will be better for all of us. And I'm still debating if this is a series, if it's a duology. I genuinely don't know, because I am the queen of beginnings. And like, I already have like the beginning of the second book written down, and it like plays on loop in my head, just like the opening line for the Cemetery Book 1. But I also need to make sure that I have structure and plot for additional books. I have it for the second book, but it depends on how well I set it up in this first book, right? And this was on Lindsay's channel, and I've linked her before, but I'll link her down below, Katie as well. And where she was saying that for most trilogies, it's like the first book, you finish an arc, and then like books 2 and 3 are their own arc. And I know this is a lot bigger in traditional publishing, where you sell your first book, and then if it does really well, if there's enough readership, you can publish your second and third book. And obviously you'll need to have read the first book to understand the story, but the plot itself is not heavily following, so that you can keep continuing it. They did this with Pirates of the Caribbean, and it makes a lot of sense. But the ending I have for book 1 is such a great cliffhanger. I'm like, I can't give this up. It would not hit the same in the middle of a book. It just wouldn't. And so I don't know if I need to sit down and obviously plot out the first book, but do I need to sit down and like plot out like book 2, book 3, like what else could happen, you know? And I think I just need to do more brainstorming, which sucks because I did want to have this book out and published the end of this year. But I also don't want to rush it, because like I've mentioned, this is going to be a different name anyway. So it's not like there's going to be 2 years between when Amber Campbell releases. Like, this is a whole different name. So the longer I can sit and wait and plan it out and figure out the marketing for it ahead of time, I think will work out a lot better for it. But I need to sit down and do the Save the Cat, because that's something they always tell you, is if you can't come up with like a tagline or a hook for your book, or like a 2-sentence summary, you don't have enough of a plot or a story. So So I need to sit down and do all that to make sure I have something. And then usually when I'm plotting stuff like that, creatively, I will figure out a solution to something that I've been stuck on. So I'm kind of hoping for that. But it's been going well. I sound very tired. This week at the day job was horrendous. That was probably really loud. I am so sorry. I forget I have a microphone now. That's not like in front of me. I will cut that out if it was really loud though. But and so even my supervisor, sweet guy, but he's very blunt, and he's like, "You look really rough this week. Are you okay?" Like, dude, you're overworking me. Okay, I just need more sleep. But yeah, so it's going well. I'm trying to at least upload once a month, but like I said, I have like editing stuff I just want to talk about, and my update on my year off of that job. I know I took another day job, but it's part-time, so I feel like that makes more sense for what I'm doing. Like, this is just to supplement the income when the editing is a little bit slower, which is what I have heard. It's pretty common around most of the US right now, so things are just slowing down. So I took this job at just the right moment, especially because this is considered an essential job. So even if things don't go well, I should still have a job. But yeah, so anyway, if you want more political talk, go check out my book, The Selected Poems of Aaron Campbell, because it is political rage, female rage, all that good stuff. It's available on KU and in most library apps. I've seen it on Hoopla. I think it's on Libby, but I don't have a Libby account, so I can't confirm what books are on there. But I do know that Miss Darrow, Selected Poems, and The Woman I Hold Dear are all on Hoopla now, so go check those out. But yeah, I think that's it. I just kind of want to jump on here. I've been posting a lot in the community tab, just so you guys know that I'm still alive. And the sun is getting really, really bright, and I don't even know if this image is good at all anymore. It just might be like completely dark. I don't know. But I will be back very, very soon once I figure out on my timeline, once I get somewhere with this book, because I think that's a big thing, is I don't want to jump on here and update you on the cemetery book when all I've written is 500 words. So I will talk to you guys very, very soon, and hopefully I will be back more regularly. What a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight.